West Holmes Knights Football Weekly Preview Show on WKLM.
This week's Knights Football Weekly Preview Show being brought to you by Village Motors in Millersburg. I'm Matt Croy alongside Mike Kinsey, and West Holmes winning 37-7 over Mansfield Senior on Youth Night in Knight Stadium last Friday night. And Mike, the biggest test to date for West Holmes, but the Knights are able to step up big once again and win the game again in convincing fashion.
Yeah, I believe so. You know, I felt as if the game was a little bit closer than the score reflected to. You just felt at any time that Mansfield could score quickly, and you know, we held them down. I mean, we came on strong in the second half, but again, I thought the game was closer than it seemed to be.
Good win, still a very good football team they play, no doubt about that. And how about this West Holmes defense? We talk about the offense a lot, but this defense really emerging as a very stout defense, only allowing one score the entire game.
Yeah, these kids get better each game. The confidence level just gets higher and higher and higher, and you know, they got a good senior leadership with their linebacker, which we talked about last week. And, and you know, defense wins championship. It's a cliche, but we know we can score. We got to stop them.
You know what this offense certainly can do, but how about the versatility of this offense, Mike? You saw that in that last game, the fourth quarter, when you really needed to close that game out, kept the ball on the ground, of course, gave that ball in the hands of Sam Williams-Dixon with those 2 touchdown runs.
We have so many weapons. You know, I think if I was the opposing coach, who would you shut down? I mean, you could have to make a list, and it's almost impossible to shut down everybody because we have so many great athletes.
Another great win for West Holmes, now 4-0 in the season, 1-0 in the OCC. Let's go out to West Holmes to Jake Sidle and Zach Gardner.
Well, thanks, Matt. Coach Gardner, you had a very talented and very athletic Mansfield senior team come in this last week. And, you know, the first half didn't really go the way you wanted it, but the second half you were able to come through and win convincingly. What's that mean for you and your team to have that adversity and then come through?
Actually, I was very proud of how we played the entire game out there. I thought we came out and jumped up 17-0 on them, and we're able to take a punch in our mouth with them scoring a touchdown and then respond to make it 24-7 at halftime. Third quarter was a battle, but I'm very proud of the way that we finished. You know, we got to play 4 quarters of football and battle against a very talented team and come out with a win.
Coach, you've spoken about wanting to be good in all aspects of the game, and that includes your defense and special teams that had a good week again this past week.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if you're going to go where we want to go and you know, achieve the goals that we want to, you are going to have to you know, play football at all 3 levels. You know, all 3 phases of the game have to be clicking. You have to be smart. You have to understand situational football, and you have to go out and make plays. And just very, very proud of all 3 phases of our game, and especially our special teams and our defense.
Scott Valentine has taken over a Madison Rams program that's struggled in recent years. What is your biggest focus with your team going in to face Madison this week?
Yeah, well, when you look at them, you see a very well-coached team that's establishing culture and learning how to win. They remind me a lot of how we were in 2017. You know, new culture, you know, new philosophies, you know, new techniques, new schemes, and they're kids that you can tell they're bought in. You can tell they're coached well, and you can tell that they're going out there and they're getting better every week, and they're learning how to win, and they're going to learn how to win one of these weeks. And you know, we're challenging our kids that it is your job to not let that be this week, to go out there and to execute to the best of our abilities, because if we sleepwalk through this, we're going to be the team that they learn how to win with. I think back to when we played Coach Valentine's Ashland Arrows in 2017. Very good team, made a deep playoff run, and we lost 49-48, you know, going for 2 to win at the end. So they remind us a lot of us when we were in 2017, and you know, that's something that we're mindful of and pushing the kids to practice hard and to prepare for a battle on Friday night.
All right, well, Coach, thanks for your time and good luck Friday night.
Thank you.
Well, Jake Sidle here with Sam Williams-Dixon, and Sam, you had a fantastic year last year in your first season with West Holmes. Are there any areas you think you've improved even more in your second season?
I think I improved my detail of the game more. Like, as you know, like everyone knows that I go to all these colleges and all that, but one thing I get from that is more than like physical part, is more about the mental part of the game, and the details. Like, you're going to need to know the detail part in college.
And Sam, you're great on the offensive side. Everyone knows that, but your defense has been impeccable too. How's it feel to be that shutdown corner?
It feels great to be on the field more. Like, I enjoy it more, and you know, I get to be on another, you know.
So you had 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter on Friday night. Can you take us back to that last 35-yard touchdown run and walk us through that play?
I just know I just had to score. You know, like we were up, it was 30-7, and we wanted to, you know, put a running clock on them, and that's what we did.
And looking at Madison this week, another OCC opponent, what are you and the rest of the Knights doing to get ready for that one?
We're practicing hard. We listen to our coaches. Our coaches is just working us to death out here.
Well, Sam, thanks for your time today. Good luck on Friday.
Thank you.
We'll send it back to Village Motors with Matt Croy.
And Jake, thank you. Alongside Mike Kinsey once again at Village Motors. And Mike, when you talk about the process of the buying process here at Village Motors, if you don't see that on your lot, it is something you can order a vehicle in, correct?
Yeah, come on in. We can sit down. We can spec out exactly what you want. Can't guarantee you what time it'll get here, but you're going to get it, you know. So if you feel as if you need a vehicle and you want a particular vehicle, come in and see us. We'll sit down. We'll spec out exactly what you want and get it on order.
Just ask them. And as always, we have very much of a family-oriented atmosphere here at Village Motors, Mike.
Oh, absolutely. You know, if you're my customer and you come in, I'm not here that day, feel free to ask anybody else, and they'd be glad to help you. You know, we've all been here a long time. We've all been working together, and we work well together, and that's part of the process, and we hope you feel the same way.
That's Village Motors on Worcester Road in Millersburg, or on the web at villagemotorsinc.com. Well, as good as it's been lately for West Holmes, it's been kind of a struggle for the Madison Rams football program in recent years, going 0-8 last season and winning just one time in their last 38 games. West Holmes last season on the road versus Madison defeated them by a score of 40-7 and getting their 6th consecutive victory over Madison, and now 14-5 all-time versus the Rams is this West Holmes football program. As far as Madison is concerned this season, a record of 0-4, losses so far to Shelby, River Valley, Ontario, and also to Worcester last week. West Holmes, of course, meanwhile, on a roll. They've won 15 consecutive regular season games. They won 22 of their last 24 games overall, and have won 9 consecutive OCC contests. In this week's computer rankings, West Holmes sitting at number 2 in Division 4, Region 14. Alongside Mike Kinsey once again. And Mike, obviously West Holmes playing really good football right now. I believe the biggest thing right now for them is just keeping that focus and trying to get better every single week.
Exactly, and health. You know, you got to stay healthy, but week in, week out, the younger players are getting better. The veteran players are showing more leadership, and you know, if we stay healthy and stay focused, the sky's the limit this year.
It certainly is. Should be a lot of fun throughout the rest of the season, including this Friday night. Of course, we'll have the game video live stream courtesy of the Claxon Communication team this Friday on the WKLM YouTube page. We'll also be on FM 95.3 and WKLM-FM.com as West Holmes plays host to Madison. Our hometown football Friday night pregame show begins at 6 p.m. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. For Mike Kinsey, also Jake Sidle, Zach Gardner, and also Sam Williams-Dixon, I'm Matt Croy, and that's been this week's Knights Football Weekly Preview Show, brought to you by Village Motors in Millersburg.
Thank you for watching the West Holmes Knights Football Weekly Preview Show on WKLM.